Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's Cambria.
Hey, y'all. I'm Desinae.
Hey, I'm Jada.
Hey, I'm Jay, and you're listening to 4 Deep, a podcast with 4 Black women in their 20-somethings who aren't afraid to get deep with it.
Yes, and y'all don't forget to go follow us on Instagram at 4DPod. That's FOURDEEPPOD, 4DPod. If you're listening to us on Spotify and Apple Music, don't forget to rate us 5 stars. If you're listening to us on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so y'all can get deep with us every other week.
Of course, as always, we want to hear what y'all think about the episode, what our deep rating is. So please let us know in our comments, let us know in our DMs, and don't forget about our Spotify poll where you can let us know what you think. And yeah, we got a couple of 3 deeps for last week's episode, which is good.
We did. Yay.
It's what we like to hear. It's what we like to hear.
Yes. So, as always, we're about to get into the... Okay.
If only y'all knew what has just been happening.
I know. Like, today has just been a day. So we're about to get into Rosebud and Thorn, y'all. And for all of our new listeners, Rose is something that has been good, that happened in the past week. And Bud is something that is kind of in the making, something that we're excited about for the next week. And a Thorn is something that's been a little whack in the last week. So who would like to start off the Rosebud and Thorn?
I'll go ahead and start because y'all know I got some tea. So for Rose, I did. I went on a friend date this past weekend. Because I just got back from Texas, so I'm back in LA. So I went on a friend date. We went to the Breakfast Club, that restaurant. It was super cute. The food was so good. I wasn't expecting, I don't think that they have not one bad thing on the menu.
That's good.
Like, the food was so good. And tell me why Beyonce mama was up in there. Everybody was going crazy. Yes, everybody was going crazy. She walked in right before us.
What was she doing? Like, just eating?
Me and my friend got off the car. Yes. Me and my friend got off the car and she walked past us. She's like, girl, that's Beyonce's mom. And I'm like, swear to God. Then she they really just live out here. They just walk in. And then she walked into the restaurant and she was like, oh. I was like, oh. We walk in there. People coming to us like, did you guys see her? Oh my gosh, I can't breathe. I'm shaking. You know, people are dramatic. Dramatic.
Beyonce mama, y'all.
She made Beyonce.
It is, though. It was.
Right. And Solange.
Yes. And that shit was good, though.
Of House of Darion. I just...
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That was, it was a crazy day, that whole day. That day was crazy. So we went out to eat. Then we went to went to Target. Did so I got some, good stuff, good skincare, good hair care. And we came back here and we did a little, I'm trying to give up the liquor, tone it down a little bit. So we were going to do sip and paint, but we didn't sip. We did paint and we had little snacks and all of that stuff. She had came over, so we did that. So it was a full blown friend date. We spent the whole day together and it was really fun.
Aww,
so that was my Rose.
That's cute.
And then for a Bud, starting on Wednesday, I'm gonna be doing a 3-day gut cleanse, but I'm gonna do it for 4 days. So that way Sunday, I just make me a good Sunday dinner. I'm starting on Wednesday and it's just gonna be all raw foods. So I made a list of everything I need. So it's really just gonna be smoothies, fruits, oats and salads, really. I am excited about it though. Cause for my Thorn, as y'all know, I had a lot going on with my stomach. I couldn't keep nothing down. I had caught that bug. And all I could really do was just take better care of my gut and my stomach. It was really nothing that they could do for me. So now I just really want to be on top of it. And now that I'm getting over it, I just want to start fresh. So yeah, the Bud will be my cleanse. And then the Thorn was having to get over that. But moving forward, feeling good. So That's my rosebud thorn.
Okay.
I'm glad you're feeling better, because that is
No.
no joke. How long were you sick for?
Yeah.
Was it like 2
Girl,
days?
I felt like I was dying. It was longer than that. It was like 3-4 days.
Ooh.
I definitely feel like I probably made it a little bit worse. Because you know how, like, if you sit sick, you feel sick type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I wasn't even like, as soon as I knew, like, okay, I eat something and it's going to come up, I just was like, okay, I'm just not going to eat type of thing. But then that just made me feel like really weak. So, like, it took me like a day or two to, like, you know, get my energy back up. It wasn't even like my stomach anymore at that point. It was like my energy. I had to just get my energy back up. So I was feeling pretty bad for a cool minute.
Well, we're glad you're on the up. So
yeah.
Right.
Thanks, y'all. Yeah, I'm feeling so much better.
Good.
Thank y'all.
So my rose is I booked tickets to go to Cabo with my family this summer. So I'm excited about that.
Ooh.
I'm very excited. Yes, it's gonna be so much fun.
Trip.
A much needed vacation. I wish it could be July tomorrow, honestly.
For real.
And then my friend is planning, like, because this is my last week of school before spring break. So she's planning for that first weekend for us to just be outside. And so I'm very excited for that. I'm looking forward to it. I have one more exam between me and freedom. And so I cannot wait.
Right.
I cannot wait to be outside, hanging out the window with my ratchet ass friends.
Period.
But it's gonna be cold. It's still 50 degrees out here, so I'm like, ugh.
Cali was on 10.
Girl,
right? Are y'all okay? Are y'all well? Are y'all still here? The way it was snowing and raining,
and still raining, still storming.
Yeah,
like it's crazy out here.
Yeah, it's definitely not. I don't think it's as bad.
And I've been driving in
San Diego as it is up in LA. But the other day, what was that, Saturday? It was raining so bad, so windy. But yesterday was actually a pretty cool day. It's still cold outside, but
matter of fact, it was so bad. I literally on my street, like where I parked my car, one of the trees came up out the ground. So right now it's a tree, like literally just sitting off the side, like roots all up out the ground, like sitting right there. And I'm just sitting here thinking, when they gonna come pick this shit up? But yeah, it's a tree sitting there. When I was driving in that rain, I got out my car. The wind broke my umbrella.
Lovely.
Disrespectful.
The wind blew my umbrella backwards and broke it. So yeah, LA been on some, I don't know, since I came back, I don't know, they had me missing Texas. And I love LA, but I was doing too much.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. The weather was crazy. My parents were sending videos of it was literally like snowing super hard in Victorville, even Fontana, Rancho, like they were getting, and it don't snow like that in the IE. Victorville, yeah, occasionally every other year or so, but I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And meanwhile out here, it was like, oh, little flurries. Nothing stuck. It's not snowing out here at all.
Getting Nathan down here. Nathaniel, baby. It was just like one day of cold. Like that was it. But yeah.
And y'all get snow, huh?
Supposed to.
Yeah, they don't look like that. It looked like it transferred to the west side. So.
Right, they can have it.
Y'all can take this back.
No, y'all can have it.
No, they can, no, for real. Or we can send it up to New York or something.
Yeah, that part.
Okay.
But what's your bud though? What's your bud?
I said my bud. My thorn. My thorn is that I'm exhausted. I am so tired. I'm so tired. Send help.
Yeah.
We had, I don't even know how many, because my midterms technically started not last week, but the week before on a Thursday. And then last week I had 7 exams, 2 a day for most of the days because we had a holiday on Monday. And then today I had one. And then my last one is on Thursday. So that's like 2 straight weeks of midterms.
Yeah.
And it's just, I've never been this exhausted. I don't think. I've been tired, but I think this is probably the most tired I've ever been. I had a headache for like a week straight, just I think off of fatigue alone. So I was making sure I was eating and drinking water. I was trying to take care of myself in other ways. I was still making it to the gym. Like I had to use up the rest of my class pass. It just ended on Saturday.
Oh dang.
But yeah, I can't wait to sleep. I think I'm gonna hibernate. I'm gonna hibernate next week for sure.
And you deserve it. Wow.
As you should.
As you should. As you should.
The things you do to become a dentist. Oh, I have like a
Wow.
brand new
You don't have to be like
respect
this.
for a dentist, like new respect.
This is like a real profession. I feel like
Yeah,
I was telling my friend, like, people treat us like the chiropractors of like the medical field. Like, nobody respects us as real doctors, but we really be going through it. It is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, medical school is medical school.
That.
I already know medical school is rigorous.
But we're going to get into that because I really want to know more about that. So, yeah, we're going to get into that this episode.
Jada J, what about y'all's Roseblades?
That's funny. When you said that, my family actually calls me Jada J.
Jada J. I know. I thought about that afterwards. I could have been talking to both of y'all at one time.
That's what I
No.
was thinking.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were doing, actually.
Right, calling you both the Jada J.
That is hilarious.
Let me just go off a limb because I can't think of nothing, but it has to come out if I'm talking. My rose, this past week, what happened? I went to go see some family in San Diego yesterday, so that was really nice. And then I saw Ant-Man last night. That movie was a roller coaster. Like, what was going on? Couldn't even tell you, but it was good. It was funny. So it was a good one. What else? Okay, my bud, something that I'm planting. I don't know. I started off today with a clean room, so that was a great way to start my week. Woke up like, wow, fresh, space. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. And it was funny because on yesterday, when I was cleaning my room, girl, it didn't take me nothing but like 10 minutes. I said, "Now, Jada, you've been procrastinating this for how long?" And you see how fast it took. But that's always how it is. And I just have to remember that it's just gonna take real quick. And another bud, I need to do my gratitude box for like past week. Watchers on YouTube. I don't think I showed it last time. This is my gratitude box. Yeah. So every week on the back it says, "Remember, everything happens for a reason." And then on the front it says 2023, more life, more blessings, more success. And I kind of like, I did most of it in Sharpie, so it kind of fades, but I like having to write over it sometimes because like another reminder of what it says. And so I have to do that today. And then a thorn, not really a bad thorn because it helped my day go by quicker, but whoo, they've been really working me. Like, okay, like I been showing up and they've been showing out, handing tasks left to right. But it's not really a bad thorn. Because I've just been getting acclimated at work more and meeting more people, getting more opportunities and stuff. So that's been really good. So yeah, it's more of a positive thorn. That's what I got. That's what I got. Jada, what you got going on?
I have a couple roses, y'all.
Yes.
Ooh.
So one, I'm in my new place, so that's a rose.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
Yes.
It feels so good
so
to be waking up in my new spot, like by myself. And y'all, like God has really been talking to me since I moved into my new place. And I kind of knew that was already going to happen, but he really has like been talking to me. And I think it's really because like I'm in my solitude. I don't have the distractions anymore because my roommate, she was still smoking and stuff. And then, I could hear her man's doing what they do. And I just hated it. So it was just like, I just felt like I was constantly being reminded of like what I left. And so now that I'm here, I'm able to just actually be in this space. And so it feels really good. And I mean, it's wild. Like this morning was another rose because I've just never experienced anything like this. Like God is really connecting with me in a new way. Like before I even opened my eyes, he was speaking to me. And that was like the wildest thing. Like when I really heard, he told me John, and I seen like, how you do like the little sparklers and then you close your eyes and you can see it. That's how the numbers came up for me when my eyes were closed. It was 4, 9, and 28. So I read John 4, verse 9 through 28. And it was about like the Samaritan woman. And it was really, really good. Really good. Reminded me of my story, especially the story that I told y'all off pod. So it was just like, it was like amazing. I was like, God, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
That.
And that connects to the other rose, which I finally went to church for the first time in such a long time, y'all. And
Mhm.
church is literally a block away from my house. Like I just step,
Amen.
and I'm there. I
Good.
love this. So I
That's
signed up for their
perfect.
Bible study on Tuesdays. So I'm going to be doing that. And I knew it was right just because of like what the pastor was preaching on. It just summed up all the conversations I had in the past week into one, and it was just wild. And then at the end, he was like, yeah, we're doing baptisms today. And I just started crying. And I was like, okay, that's obviously a sign that I need to go ahead and get baptized and, go through with it. So I plan to do that next month. So that's a bud. So I plan to get baptized next month.
Oh my God.
So all of this it's a little like overwhelming in some senses, but very exciting in others because, it's just, this is what I've always known that I was going to be stepping into. I just didn't know when. I didn't know like how I was actually going to be able to be this strong in my faith, but I always wanted to be. So I'm just very, very happy that it's actually coming about this time. So yeah, I'm really loving it. Really loving it. And let's see, a thorn. I cut up my hands moving. I'm like, for the YouTubers, I don't know if you could see, like here and then here. So I cut that up and I'm a little sore, and I have not been to the gym just because of this whole move situation. So I've been feeling a little like tight in my legs and stuff. And I'm like, okay, like I don't want to lose this physique now. So I need to hurry up and go back, but we're going to get back in the gym because Cam, I see you, you doing your thing. And Jay, I see that blanket behind you, girl. Love that. Like I just have to call that out.
That is cute. That is really
Thank you.
cute.
It's a birthday gift. Thanks.
Oh, that is really sweet. That is very, very sweet. So yeah, my heart is full, y'all.
And I feel like I could feel that.
I love
too.
this.
Like I could just feel your like your peace, your excitement. Aww. I'm so happy for you, friend.
No, for real.
Yeah.
It's like really like perfect timing. Like everything is just happening in a sequence, and it's like beautiful to hear.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. And I had another rose. I told you I had a lot of them. So, well, I mean, should I just say this for the convo? Because I mean, it ties into the convo. I guess I could like say the rose now and then go into detail later.
We could circle back.
Okay,
you the last one too. Yeah.
Period. So, as y'all remember last time, for all the returners, and if you knew, go back and watch the last episode. But I was talking about going into the events space, and so that check that I got in the mail, it was literally like basically the exact amount for the certification course. So I paid for it.
Let me tell you something about my God.
Let me tell you something about my God. Right?
Stop playing.
No, y'all. Literally, I got like, I'm gonna tell y'all the numbers. I got like 188 in the check, and the certification course after taxes it came out to be like 178. So it was basically the amount, and I was like, so this is what I'm gonna do. And it's really easy and I love it. Like, y'all, I absolutely love it. Love the content. Like, I'm eating it up. And I have not been able to like actually sit down and read because of the whole move. So like, I'm really excited to jump back into it once this whole place is like put together finally. But it's been really good. And the certification course comes along with like meetings that you can meet with an event professional and kind of get advice. So almost like office hours, and I can schedule them, I believe, once a week, and it's total of 6 weeks. And so you get a total of 3 hours with the professional. So I want to go ahead and email her and reach out so I can ask some questions, because right now I'm learning about venues. And so I'm just like, I'm really loving it, y'all. I'm really, really loving it. So,
Ooh, come on, new chapter.
Yes.
I
literally told y'all like for the past 6 months I've been seeing 1111 and 444, and that always symbolized a big change was going to come for me, because I was seeing it a lot right before I moved to Virginia. And so I knew, I was like, something is going to happen. I just don't know what. And then that's when I got saved. That's when like all this other stuff is just like going on. I'm just like, this is God. I see why you was giving it to me that strong, because I would see it multiple times a day, every single day, not a day missed. Like, and I was just like, yo, like something big is going to come. And this is just rolling. So, yeah.
I love it.
I love that.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. Like, what's next, y'all?
Yeah.
Big things coming. Big things coming.
Yeah. big things are here.
I guess if we're going into career, I guess the biggest thing I can talk about right now is like resume and resume building, because y'all know that's what my focus has been these past couple of months. And I would say for anybody that's like, you know, switching into a new industry or, you know, taking a new direction, like in terms of work, I've been learning so much about like resumes and like the type of positions that you apply to depending on, you know, the company and things like that. And so I want to say that one important thing that I did learn was that, so for me, since I'm going into project management, that is like a big role. That's a big management role. So, when you're going into like a big company, let's say they got, you know, thousands of employees, it's best to apply for entry level in that, you know, in that field. So like, for example, when I apply to big companies, because I'm going to apply to small companies and big companies, but I have to apply to them in a different way. So like if I apply to a big company, I will go for entry level because they'll have an entire project management office and they need people at different levels in that office. So I can start as like a project coordinator or a project administrator or a project assistant, something else, something below project manager. But when I apply to the small companies, I can go straight to applying to the project manager because they have people who wear multiple hats. You know, they have, you know, maybe they got only 30 to 50 employees or something like that. Or maybe it's a startup company and they just need a project manager. So like if it's a small company, go ahead, you know, go for the gusto, go for the super high end. And then when it's like a super big company, then you just know where to start. Now I'm going to do both. And, you know, just see, you know, which one works out for me. But I know when I apply to a small company, it'll be straight to project manager. When I do a big company, it'll probably be like, you know, project coordinator or something like that.
So how do you feel like
and then
between the difference?
I'm just excited. I'm excited. I'm excited either way because for me, it's about the industry. It wasn't even about, and it's just about like project management, period. Like even being just like a project coordinator. Your role is just more important. Like coming from finance where like, you know, everything is just about the numbers. And quite frankly, it's a job that just anybody can do type of thing. You know, like there's nothing personalized about it. Like when you're a project manager, you have specific skills. You know, there are specific things about you that make you a good project manager. There's something about you that makes you good for this position. Any accountant can go in and punch these numbers or create this invoice or, you know what I'm saying? It's a much smaller part of the process. Project management, you're a bigger part of the process, no matter which position you're in. And then even if I do start as like a project coordinator, I honestly would probably be more comfortable. I'm comfortable like challenging myself, which is why I'll still apply to the smaller companies and go straight for project management because I like a challenge. But like for people who want to be, you know, comfortable, project coordinator, and you maybe want to shadow an actual project manager just to get comfortable with it, I'm cool with either or. I just want to get out the finance industry. I just know I don't want to be there.
Right.
So anything in project management, I'll be happy and excited to have.
Yeah.
So yeah, very excited about that. And I also had kind of like a change of heart. I was gonna wait, you know, to see if I was gonna relocate or not to decide if I wanted to or like to start applying to jobs. But now I don't care. I'm gonna apply to jobs. I'm gonna start it. And if I do relocate and I got to leave the company, I'm gonna leave the company. Like, I feel like I was thinking too much about the company. Like I was on some like, okay, I don't want to start a job with a company, have them thinking I'm finna stay here permanently and then just up and leave when it's time for me to leave. I don't want to do them like that.
Girl, yeah.
I don't want to do them like that.
Do you, however?
They would fire me. They would fire me the next day with no notice and not give a care in the world. So then I had to start, like rethinking that, like, cause I'm, you know, I like to be like super busy. And now that I'm like done with like the studying and getting the certification and all that, you know, a girl like me is getting a little bored. I'm trying to, you know, get where the action is at. So I'm finna go ahead and start now. start applying to jobs now, and then, get a job out here, work it as long as it'll serve me. If I got to relocate, I got to relocate. It is what it is. I was definitely giving these corporations and companies too much consideration. I don't even really know where my head was at with that, but definitely giving them too much consideration.
What about your?
So now I'm gonna jump back in there.
What about the other certification?
The other what
you're doing for construction specifically?
So I already have. I have the CAPM, so Certified Associate in Project Management, and then I finished the Construction Project Management from Columbia. So I already have those two. Those are like the primary ones that I needed,
you finished it,
which I'm cool with. And then
I
finished that one.
That's
what I'm saying. So yeah, like
the last pod you paused it, so you finished it.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl.
Wait,
I finished it, so I'm like,
Is that the one that you were like, we were saying you could write it on your resume as like, in progress?
No, not that one. That one was like, that one is just like more training on like technical skills.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm trying to think which one was that, just to make me better at what I've already been taught, just to like hone the skills. That was like for my personal development type of thing. So I'll definitely still put in progress for that. And then in terms of like software training, I'm gonna apply, and I can do, learn software anytime.
Welcome
That's
to the
not
club. I love to hear it.
And I do. I gotta learn a lot of project management software that I have to learn. So, that'll be cool. I'm excited for the learning curve and all of that. So I'm trying to get back in there. My resume is like literally, it's almost done. It's looking good. It's looking so good. I've been getting, because like the resume tips, like it's just starting to like make sense. So like, I guess a tip, because I'm like give all the tips that I feel like I've learned as I've been working on my resume. It's more so, I definitely, before like editing my resume, I had stuff under each job that was like, accurately input this information, accurately did this, or carefully, like just like little stuff, when like you really want to emphasize the responsibility that you have and like the things that you are responsible for and the impact that you had. And then on top of that, you only want to have like 3 really good bullets under each one. Like I definitely had like, hella bullets, trying to get as much stuff under there as possible to make my job look as busy as possible. But really, then you just look like a busy work employee. You don't want to put that under there. You want to put stuff that really looks valuable. So you want to find yourself 3 really good bullet points that make you look valuable than a mug, and not just data entry skills, forecasting. Like, no, you don't want to. You want to do full sentences, and you want to be descriptive, and you want to say, I did this in this, and it did this in 1 bullet. And so I have 3 bullets for like each job that I had that for. I had to definitely like change the format, honestly, my resume was very childish. I would say my resume was probably very childish in comparison to how it is now. And
dude, I need to send you my
I'm
resume.
just excited. Like, I'm proud of it. Like, girl, I said, like, I'm like proud of my resume now. Like, I look at it now, like, damn, like, okay, I can see somebody really pulling that shit. So yeah, it was definitely when I seen how it should look in comparison to what it was looking like. It just made a lot of sense, and I'm like just excited to put it out there. So yeah, if I get any more like really good resume tips, or if anybody want to know, if anybody want to see my resume, or want to see what I'm talking about, I'm like happy to share it with anybody.
We could post those tips on the
because
IG.
the resume is
yes, definitely.
Yeah, because for real, the resume is what's gonna get you that interview. Like the resume is really the rolling point. Like, and it's very important. So I'm just excited, y'all.
Wait, so what does like a day in the life of a project manager look like?
Really, a project manager just does a lot of communication. That's like one thing. Like a project manager is gonna like run the meetings. Okay. They're gonna make sure that all the work is getting done, that everybody has what they need. So for me, because I want to go into construction, so like either I would be given a team or I would have to build my team, and that would be like contractors, subcontractors, engineers, things like that. I would help. I would come up with the schedule, the whole schedule, everybody's schedule. And I would be the middleman of everybody's communication. If anybody need anything, they will come to me. So the project manager, I don't want to say like a project manager don't do no work. Because like you do work, but you're really just managing the work. You're managing the work. You're making sure that everything is on time and that everything is on budget. If something is falling off budget, you got to figure out how to get it back on budget. If it's falling off schedule, you need to figure out how to get it back on schedule. And it'll be different. Every project is different. So every issue will be different. So like I couldn't even like really tell you like, on a day to day, because it'll be like different every day. Whatever issue arises that'll mess with the schedule of the budget, I need to take care of that. Gotcha. However it needs to be taken care of. And I need to communicate everything to every stakeholder, to the owners, the investors, the contractors. I'm responsible for it. If this project goes to shit, the project manager is responsible for it. If the project is successful, the project manager is responsible for it. So it's really just a big, just managing the project.
Very important.
I wouldn't be, building shit or, doing all of that, but I would be making sure that this shit gets done.
Yeah.
So just a lot of communicating. Yeah. A lot of communicating, holding meetings with a lot of different people.
What kind of construction projects
cool
would it be?
I'm a people's person. Well, I just want to do residential. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I would be open to doing multi-use because when I went to UCSD, that's what my capstone was. It was a multi-use development. So it was like apartment buildings, office space, and retail, like all in one big project. Though it can be that big a scale too. The thing about like construction project management is it can literally be in any industry, but I want to do residential because that's just what I like. I'm not into, retail. I'm not trying to design office space and stuff like that, but I would have a hell of a time seeing an apartment building get built or seeing a really big house get built or something like that. So definitely that, but there's definitely project managers who manage like structures, like, from bridges and freeways, like all infrastructure, basically. Because in my courses, I had to learn about all of it. I had to learn about industrial. I had to learn about freeways and, all the big Great Wall of China. Even, they do all that stuff. Those big structures, project managers manage all of this. They manage all of that stuff. And they, the construction teams, they just get the work. They bid on the work. That too. I have to, get them to bid on this work.
That's crazy because a contract could be years.
Yeah, the project would be in my hands.
Yeah, that could be like years in the making.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wow.
So that's why I want to do houses too, because I don't want to be on the same project for like a long ass time. I would prefer to like do like an apartment building,
right?
Yeah, that's valid.
A house, houses, stuff like that. So
it's project managers for like, so for instance, I live near this area called the Wharf. It's like restaurants and it's on like a pier, more or less. It's like right on the river and they're still building it. It's been in construction for 5 years. So a project manager is essentially somebody who would oversee all of this, like all the apartments being built, all the restaurants, all the shops, all the wow.
And there's probably
that's pretty cool though.
There's probably like Desinae was saying how there's project coordinators and stuff. So there's probably people underneath them. Team. Yeah, that's like managing each part, like the apartments or the shops and stuff.
Exactly.
But I'm just like seeing it how it's all happening in like phases. Like for me, it's just like, oh, it's a new restaurant. Oh, it's a new this. Oh, it's a new apartment building. But it's like you don't really think about how much goes into all that.
Yeah.
Think about UCSD, even with like them planning out all these new schools. I mean, all these new colleges, like
the train,
and like even I'm pretty sure that then you have to like even plan out when they're going to get the permits, when they're going to put the plan together for the new college, when this is going to happen, when they're going to break ground.
And that's it too.
Yeah.
Man.
But see, that's what I don't have to, that's the big thing I don't have to worry about. That's what I'm happy about. That's why, because real estate and development, that's what a developer does. A developer, because I know how to do like development stuff too, but I would prefer not to have to deal with the city and like getting permits and stuff like that. So a developer would get a space, figure out what's to be built here. Can it be built here? Is it viable? Is the market around it going to support this? How much can be built here? Okay, let me go get all of these permits and stuff so it can get built. And then a developer would hire a project manager to then just oversee it being built out. I just want to be a part of the building process. Yeah. Y'all can figure out what's to be built. Y'all can tell me what y'all want the project to be. And then I'll make sure that it gets built.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
See, and that really reminds me a lot of like everything I would be doing. That's why I want to get my project management certification as well, because literally I'm a project manager for events. like that's basically what it is as an event planner. I don't really like, I'm not going to be the one putting up the flowers and all that. Like, I'm going to be coordinating all that. So I definitely, even with the courses that I'm taking, because I did a project management class in college and I absolutely fell in love with it. Yeah, like I loved that class and I was really like a great student because I loved it. So the teacher was like on top of me. But I like when I'm reading the book for the certification that I'm taking, it really like it has a lot of principles for project management in it. And I was like, wow, like I kind of already like learned a lot of this stuff from that one class that I took. And so now after this, I do want to go after my project management certification because it's going to be useful. Very useful.
Yeah, it's so broad. So broad. Tech, every industry has a project manager. Businesses need project managers, tech, medicine, like it's project managers in every industry. So once you get that project management certification, and that's another thing that I liked about it is that, and why I had to get two separate ones, because project management is just project management. So the CAPM, I could take that to any industry, tech, whatever. I did the construction project management just to specialize in my industry, but you could take it anywhere.
Makes sense. Okay, check it out. All right. Period.
Yeah, y'all.
I'm excited to see your journey with this. Like really, because we're seeing it from the certification courses and to your resume building.
Really from the beginning.
Yeah,
really from the switch. Y'all was with me when I was still in finance.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can't wait for that one road when you said that you get accepted to that job, girl.
Okay. Girl.
Claiming it now.
Girl.
Because didn't you say you wanted to apply to, I feel like I'm going to mess up the acronym. It's like CRE, CER.
CBRE. Yes, CBRE. Because honestly, that's where I hope to get into. Because even if I do relocate, I feel like I'll be straight because they are everywhere. Like they are everywhere. So hopefully, I can get in there with them. I would definitely have to go, for like project coordinator or project administrator. But I wouldn't mind, you know what I'm saying? Either way, like it's the industry I want to be in. They are an amazing real estate company. And, any project management related job, the pay starts off really well. So yeah, I'm just excited about this industry, like in general. I'm just excited to be in a bigger part of the process.
Yeah.
In any company, in a bigger part of the process.
No, yeah.
And you sound excited too.
You
and
do.
I love that.
You light up when you talk about it.
Because you used to be so sad talking about work.
I'd be like, I just got home from work. I'm tired.
Girl, it was stressing. It was so boring. And that too, I'm ready for a challenge. I know that project management is going to be a challenge. It's not the same every day. And like, I'm one of those people who are like super accustomed to like change. Like when I was little, y'all, like I probably, when I lived in LA, first of all, when I lived in LA, I don't even think I had friends. I didn't have friends because I never really stayed at any school long enough to like really make friends. I had like my cousins, them was my friends. Yeah. But like as far as like making friends at school, I wasn't really at school as long enough to really make like friendships. Just like moving around. Like I'm like very accustomed to change. Like I'm just always moving around. And so like when I'm like, even like with jobs though, I'm always moving around. I'm quick to quit a job because as soon as something gets boring to me, as soon as it get boring, as soon as I'm not learning no more, you know, as soon as the excitement is gone, I just really can't do it no more. Like I just start not to care, can't put my effort into it. Now I'm calling out. Okay. Like as soon as I start calling out and stuff, like no reason or like, you know, finding reasons to leave early. It's time to leave the company for real. And finance, it was happening for me so fast. Every time I got a new finance job, I'll be excited for like the first month. It's like I'm learning stuff. But then it was just, everything just got routine. After you learn the ins and outs of what numbers you supposed to put in and what you're responsible for, nothing changes. And that's what I don't like. Project management, every project is different. Every issue that arises is gonna be different. I need to change.
On your toes.
Yeah,
exactly. Or I'm not gonna be.
I feel like I'm the same.
I feel that too.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody majority of people who went to UCSD is kind of like that, just because like you kind of have to be like that in order to survive. And also it's just like, you know, for us to really go after that type of education and the type of path that we're on, like I feel like that aspect is really in all of us. And I'm telling y'all today, I was so happy this morning. And then as soon as I got into my job, I'm like talking like this, like, and then everybody's, you know, texting me on the side like, girl, you okay? I'm like, girl, no, I don't want to be here.
I'm not.
No, I'm not okay. And I'm just counting the days down and I can leave. So I'm still like trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing at that job, because it is so annoying going into somewhere that you just know that is not. And I felt better, like Desinae was saying, like when I was the marketing director there, I felt great. Like every day was different. I felt like I actually had a bigger hand in what was going on. I need to be behind the scenes doing something big to make something go on. And that's why I really like events, because I'm the one that's putting it on. Like I've always wanted to be behind the scenes, the one pulling the strings, and you know, the one basically adding to the decision making. That's always been me. I'm always just in that type of space. That's even why I, you know, did the internship for the Black Resource Center at UCSD, because I wanted to be a part of what was happening, what was being brought to y'all.
Yeah.
So,
and we got that for real. Like,
for real. Let me see. Jay, we got so Cam, we got a dentist. And then Jay, we have I keep getting it wrong. I keep wanting to say computer scientist, but I know that you're a software.
I mean, that works too.
What do you want to hear about? The entrepreneur side, the tech side. Let's get into it.
You got so many facets to you, girl.
So many hats.
There are so many hats. But I just like break it down, and then we can I'll go into more depth. I'll start going into more depth about like my 9 to 5. But yeah, so my 9 to 5, I'm a software engineer. Like I get geeked every time that comes out my mouth because what?
As you should. And it is impressive.
Like, it's so crazy because when I started there, remind me to get into that. I'm gonna ramble. Okay, so 9 to 5 software engineer, and then after that, and sometimes in between, CEO of Black Beauty Near You. I love her. That's my baby. Aww. And then also Black Biz Flea Market with my girl Digi. We had our first flea in October, and it was great. And we're in the process of just like getting our stuff together and planning for future ones. So that's been really exciting. And those are like my 3 main things I got going on. So back to 9 to 5. So I work at a accounting firm, but although my major was math and computer science, I'm not doing math every day because honestly, who wants to do that? So yes, the part that I use mostly on my day-to-day is the computer science side. So if you want to say computer scientist, please go ahead. I like how that sounds. But yeah, so yeah, my day-to-day, I be coding like even like during my undergrad, it wasn't that much. Well, it was coding, but towards my upper div later in my college, my undergrad years, it was a lot of like proofs and theory and logic and stuff. And so it was less coding, but I made sure, okay, so let me tell y'all how everything started. So at the place I'm at now, I had an internship for them in the summer after junior year. And that was my first tech internship. I was worried about it. I was worried applying for it, all that, because I'm like, girl, you're a junior. But what made me pause is because after my freshman year, I wasn't doing it. I already knew that wasn't happening. And so after my sophomore year, I wanted to start applying to tech internships and stuff. But I hadn't taken that many computer science classes. And so I was talking to this lady from Intuit because there's an Intuit out here in San Diego. So they would come to like my Women in Computing or NSBE, National Society of Black Engineer meetings a lot. So I was talking to her and she was like, it's okay if you don't have a tech internship this summer, just work on building your skills with the blah, blah, blah. So I made sure I did that after my summer of sophomore year. So and I was applying to a lot of places this summer of my sophomore year. So that helped out a lot. So my junior year, I got my first tech internship. And to go on to what Desinae was saying about resumes, you can very much put in progress, or by the time I am starting this internship, because my job's applying summer of sophomore year, so my internship is going to be summer of junior year. That's a whole year. So I'm going to let you know by the time I in your office, these are the skills I'm going to have. So that was on my resume already. I already knew what classes I was going to take, what they were going to be about. So I let them know that as well. And so, yeah, so my internship, it was a technical developer internship, coding, all that good stuff. So thank God I got an offer back. At first I was kind of hesitant, like, do I want to look other places? But no, I don't, because I did not want to go through the process of applying to places all over again. So I said, this opportunity is in front of my face. It was a great time. The company culture was great, blah, blah, blah. I'm accepting it. Like, done deal. Less work for me too. And so I started in September, and sidetrack, I was on a meeting last week, and this girl, she was like, oh, it's gonna be, today was like my 6 month anniversary here at PwC, blah blah blah. And I'm looking and I'm like, oh my gosh, my 6 month anniversary is coming up too. On March 8th, I would have been there for 6 months. And Jada, you saying that, like, you know, quarter system makes you want to like change stuff a lot. Like, I was in that. Like, when I first came, after like the first 2 months, I'm just like, okay, like, you know, what's going on? But I'm very proud of myself for being consistent in this sense. And I'm happy that they gave me the space to feel consistent. Cause like they didn't make me feel like, oh, I need to go, or this isn't doing anything for me. So when I got in there, I came, got my job description, got my team, and I'm looking at my job description and it says data scientist. Now, yes, I majored in math and computer science, and data science isn't too far-fetched, but for one, that's not my major. And that is not what they hired me as. And so I was kind of hesitant to say anything because I'm like, I don't want to seem ungrateful. You know, this is a big company too. I'm like, you know, I'm glad to be here, but also like, I don't think like this is not my specialty. And honestly, compared to my other skills I have, I don't think y'all will want me in this department. So I was like, let me say something. Let me talk to my advisor and go from there. And so I did that, and I was able to get placed in my actual job description that I was here for. And that just goes to show you have to, that showed me a lot. Like, that was a big, big lesson of having to advocate for yourself, because a lot of people will just like, okay, they placed me here, you know, I'm going to take that up as a challenge. And don't get me wrong, I was up for a challenge, but there's only so much challenge I could take. Like I was already new there, getting adjusted to a new company and all that good stuff. And I'm like, I'm already trying to get adjusted. I need to at least be in an area that I'm somewhat comfortable with. And so once I voiced that, my advisor, she was like, oh yeah, that's no problem. Like, you know, we can look for something. But I really had to like get down into the detail of what I want for myself, what skills I have, what I want to learn, how I want to grow. And once I was able to know that for myself, I could communicate that to my advisor. And then she was able to find something for me. Like it was one thing where I was just telling her like, oh, you know, like I like doing this, but if you don't know what you want to do, can't nobody help you? And so I had to learn that, not the hard way, but a little bit more difficult way, because I was placed in a title that I wasn't necessarily comfortable with. But yeah, so that worked out, and I've been on that project since October, and it's been growing and growing. And yeah, it's been a really good learning curve, because also during undergrad, I didn't have a lot of experience, like hands-on experience in classes. It would just be like side projects. So I made sure to say too, like, I want to be in there. I want to, you know, get experience doing this, and this, so I can learn. Desinae, how you are speaking about like project management and stuff, and that when I was talking about my goals, that was one of my goals. But being that I'm coming in, you know, as a software engineer, I'm like, I want to get, you know, my tech skills down first before I even, you know, go to project management, because that's big. And, you know, my advisor, she was telling me, once you in there, you know, people love project managers, like you gonna always have something to do. But she was like, I know you have this goal of, you know, becoming a full stack engineer, which is front end and back end, and being skilled on that. If you really want to have those skills in your bag, you need to focus on that now. And then when you feel comfortable with having those skills, then you can move on to, you know, being product manager. And I was like, okay, like this is why you're here, to help me out and help guide me. And so yeah, that's kind of like a gist of like what I be doing and how I got to this position. But yeah, I enjoy it. Sometimes I'll be stressed, but yeah, I enjoy what I do. So
Aww.
Oh, that was so empowering.
Oh, yeah.
That was so empowering. You advocating for yourself and getting the position that you need.
Yeah.
And being where you're comfortable. Because that's what like I feel like when you were talking about like the project management, and that's why I said like when I go into a big company, I wouldn't mind going into like a project coordinator position and shadowing an actual project manager, or, you know, being a project administrator, and like, yeah, getting comfortable and learning a little bit more before. But I am up for the challenge. If you're up for the challenge, then yeah, I can do that at a smaller company. But at a large company, I'm cool with the, you know, working my way up and you'll learning the grounds up in there.
You'll still learn so much that way. So it's really like either way you go, like a win is a win.
Win-win. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that is really inspiring, because even just like how I feel like I've been pushed around in my current job, just because, you know, they just keep dropping me in places. And this is my third position there in a year. And I said, when I was doing my 1 year, what do you call it? Like review. There's a different word for it. But I was like, oh my goodness. And they were having me list out all the things that I do and all the things that I've done. And like, I'm like, okay, well, I had 3 positions. So what you really want me to know? Because y'all put me in 3 different positions. So I was kind of like getting mad all over again, having to review my past year. But they did also ask me, you know, like, what major contributions did you make to the company? And that's one thing that I always did make sure is that I write down every single task that I do for the company. Yes. That will help with your resume. Like Desinae saying, you know, impact. How did you impact the company? They really want to know how you helped them progress as a company. So anybody that is like, you know, doing that or looking to get promoted or something like that, make sure that you're writing down how you are actually helping the company grow, and make that apparent. And that's always something that my dad really got in my tail about too. He's like, are you writing your stuff down? Cause you don't just rely on your mind. And so like when I really started, like I brought out all my notebooks and I started flipping through. I was like, oh yeah, I did do that. And oh yeah, I did. And I started remembering all the things that I actually did to help the company, and I was able to, you know, put it down. But I'm just like, you know, I'm so over it. And I feel like right now, actually, I did just make a major contribution to the company. And I really feel like they should have just given me like a little day off or something because of how well I did. But
you should have took it.
Like a gift card or something, but like something. So basically, like y'all know pivot tables on like Excel and Google Sheets. So basically, like I made like a database of all of the leads that we had. Like, so all the nurses, I put all their contact information, and I made like a huge database. And then I did a pivot table out of that so that they can then analyze, you know, what states they should start getting their licensing in to actually start staffing nurses in. We can see, you know, how many nurses in each state for the specific specialty, and like click on the ranks. Like it literally streamlines so much, and it's going to help with analysis and being able to make smarter decisions for where the company should go next so much. I'm like, y'all not even really like knowing the weight of what I just did.
Not hearing me though.
I was just so pissed off because I was like, man, like I shouldn't be, I'm too good for this shit. Like again, with the apps, I feel like I'm too good for this. And I'm just so like frustrated because I'm like, man, I'm sitting here giving away all my good. And it just feels like it's to nothing, you know, or to like to a place that I really don't feel like is serving me back. And it just feels like a low key, like a one-sided relationship. And, you know, she sat me down, she was like, I'm not really good at these. And she's telling my son, well, your pay is going to stay what it is. I'm like, it needs to bump up, but whatever. And, you know, I just really don't feel like I advocated for myself when she was was telling me that I was moving positions from the marketing director position. But I mean, I'm not really tripping anymore because I do feel like everything is happening for a reason, and really like God is moving things for a reason. Because when I moved out of that office, y'all, I was so pissed off. But you know, I really am just trying to like take a step back and like look at everything. And, you know, I did post a TikTok and it actually did pretty well too, a while back about how I was applying to all these jobs and I kept getting denied. And unfortunately, pretty moved along with this candidate. And it just felt so defeating because I was like, bro, I just want to get out of this job. And literally like, I see everybody leaving around me and I was like, bro, I was trying to be the first one to leave. Like I caught on to what their bullshit was a long time ago. And I'm just like, you know, it's just irritating because everybody else is leaving. And I'm just like, okay, God, like, why am I being stuck here? Exactly. I'm just like, and I'm praying for a new position and stuff like that. But I know that he's keeping me here, one, because the work is very mundane and I'm able to like work on business stuff while I'm there. And so it does give me a lot more mental freedom to focus on other things. So I feel like that's a big pro to it. But yeah, I mean, I come in and I'm just like, bro, like I don't want to be. But it's okay. It's okay. I just have to continue to endure because I am working on bigger and better things. And we are going to do some more stuff with the events. And speaking of that, just kind of like going into it, Jay, I do want to get back to you. I'm sorry. But going into it, I shot my shot at this one girl. And I basically, you know, put myself out there and I DM'd her and I was like, look, like, I really love what you're doing. I absolutely, you know, I've been watching all your videos, like you're just very inspiring. And I told her, I said, I'm currently in the process of getting my certification to be an event specialist. And I'd love to volunteer my time, you know, to help you with your events. Because she runs a business called something, I forgot the exact name, but it's basically where it connects, professional women with their dream jobs. And so, it's like a recruiting type of thing, but like not. Yeah. So she puts on recruitment events and they're really big and she has speakers and she has all these different like high profile jobs come out and what's her name? Really cute.
What is this?
I was just about to say, maybe I need to pop up at an event.
I gotta find it. I'm gonna find it for y'all. But
okay.
I shot my shot, and she replied back to my DM before when I was kind of giving her some encouragement. But then she just kind of left me on red. And I'm like, it's okay because she was in the middle of an event and actually like producing it. So I was like, maybe she's going to, circle back and come back to your girl. But I mean, it just felt good to even like put myself out there and to, actually shoot for the things that I know that I want to do. Especially for like just, interning for her or, just like volunteering my time to just get more experience under my belt. So I'm going to continue to just, shoot my shot. And just really like see where it lands me, don't be afraid to shoot for the starter job because that's the only way that y'all are actually going to land the dream jobs that you want seriously. Yeah. But Jay, I have some more questions.
Even like, oh, okay. But to comment on that, like you can't even like, just watch what she's doing. Attend her events, see how she's advertising things, see what business she's connecting with, see how her audience is like, ooh, we like this, how her audience is engaging. Like you can still learn so much just from that. Like so much social media makes a lot of information public and we are lucky enough to be able to take advantage of that. So even if she don't reply, like that's okay. That like you were saying, it's still good that you were able to get that out your system to shoot your shot. And so the next time you want to shoot your shot, it'll make it a little bit easier because you already did it already.
Right.
And so that's good. But yeah, definitely there's still so much to learn too, just by, observing.
Definitely. No, yeah. Thank you for that word. I had some questions about Black Beauty Near You because, girl, you are like.
How was the rebranding?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. But so, it's been a journey. Oh my gosh, let me just get into it because why not? So even the start of this rebranding journey, I know I wanted to make some change, and so I started trying to be more open, but I started realizing like how defensive I really am like over Black Beauty Near You when other people like touch it. I get super like, I don't know, like that's not, what I'm doing. Like, are you hearing me? Are you understanding what the mission of Black Beauty Near You is? Like, I need you to understand. And so and it just sucked because like when I first started, that was my first encounter. And so it kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. But eventually I came across the right person, my friend Kimura, who I met in high school. She's starting her rebranding business. It's called More Than. And
that's cute.
Yeah, she's been we started the process in like December because I first did like a recruiting call with her and it went well. And then I kept seeing her posts and stuff on her page and I'm like, bro, like I feel like she's talking to me. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and do this because this is lining up too perfectly. And so yeah, then we started the process in December and it was supposed to end in like January or something of that sort. But she was willing. She was like, hey, I can help you out with this. I can extend it for you, extend the day, no problem. I'm just like, yes, I love you. Thank you. And so, so the official launch day has been decided, but I ain't gonna drop it yet. Y'all don't get that many sneak peeks. Maybe next episode.
Right.
Not
but I can tell you that the rebrand is launching in March. And honestly, it's been going really, really well. Like, and it shows me like how much you need people like on your side. You can't do everything by yourself. Like, yeah, I say like, as far as employees, yeah, it's just me here rocking at BBNY, but like there's so many people that contribute, like even my close friends. I'll be posting on there like, okay, y'all, how this look? Or my family group chat, like, all right, she sent me 3 logos. I need help picking one. So let me know y'all thoughts, Yeah. And so you can't do things like this by yourself. And you can, but you're going to drive yourself crazy. Yeah. And it makes such a huge difference to have people on your team with you. And like, I'm working with Kimura right now, but this is just for like a few month period. And, it doesn't even have to be someone, you're keeping these people on your team forever, but just that, time spending working through these goals and milestones, not by yourself, it makes a big difference. So yeah, rebrand is going great. I just created the first like newsletter template. It'll be going out soon for people who sign up to be on the newsletter. So go to Black Beauty Near You. That's Black, BLACK Beauty, BEAUTY, Near You. NEARYOU on Instagram. And subscribe to the newsletter, because it's not just going to be a newsletter like, oh, I'm selling this. Like, my target is to, for one, of course, tell you, I see myself not just like a beauty supply, but as like a resource to Black girls who go to PWIs, because yeah, it's hard out here. And I'm just trying to help provide those resources for them so they can think less about hair stuff and focus more on that chemistry test on Saturday, you know? Yeah. And so, yeah, it's going to be more than just, what I'm selling. I also want to put like tips in there, whether it be hair tips or even just tips being a student at a PWI, and creating more of a community. And that's what also came out of my rebrand, is really narrowing down on like, what's my audience? What's my goal? What kind of vibe do I want to set? Like, how do I want my community to be? And so, yeah, so I'm super duper excited. Literally, I think it was Wednesday of last week, because I was doing so much it felt like a Friday, because you try to cram everything on Friday. I was doing so much, but I literally like planned out the timeline of like this whole rollout that I'll be doing this month. So if you're not following Black Beauty Near You already, you need to start, because it's gonna start getting real good. Okay, all right, catch up, keep up. And so yeah, but no, I'm super duper excited, and I'm just excited for like my future current customers to just like indulge, because I just want to bring so many resources to them. And yeah,
I can see how passionate you are. I love that.
Yes, I love it here.
I love that.
And so yeah, that's been a real exciting process. I'm glad y'all asked about it. And yeah, the new everything will be launching in March, and starting March, the rebrand will start to show more on social media. And so I can get to see.
I can
get I'm like, she said she's been rebranded for months. Like,
yeah, coming together.
We finally had a peek at the logo, so that was cute. I said, "Dang, that's really cute." And then the TikTok, that was really cute. I was like, "Wow,
yes,
that was really cute." It was the Nile, the river. I was like, yeah.
Love TikTok. Like, honestly, that's my girl.
That's my girl. That's funny. But no, even touching on the fact that you're like having to break down those walls of being defensive about your business, like that can apply to so many different things. I'm like that. Like, I'm such a hyper independent person that it really becomes my default sometimes, because in order to grow, you do need other people. And I get what you're saying, because like I'd rather just do it myself, because I know that I'm gonna do it and it's gonna be approved by me, so I'd rather just do it. But it's like, no, you have to like actually trust other people to to also help you carry out the vision that you have, and allowing people to like really have their hand and contribute in that. It is a learning curve for us. It really is. Like, because you started this on your own, you built this off of you. Like, it's always really hard when you it's like having a kid. Like, for real, like, you don't want to give your kid up to daycare with them.
Right.
I'm like, gonna treat my kid the way that that I want to raise my kid. So I'm not gonna give my kid to just anybody. And so like that's literally how it feels when you're trying to invite other people into your business to help grow it. And I totally understand that 100%.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt.
100%.
I said, all right, girl, you got to pay for daycare. It's going to help your kid get better. So you can have less time on your hands too. So kudos to you for really like breaking that down, and even just having that self-realization that that's something that, was coming up, because you could have just been like, and snatched it right back. Yeah. But because I didn't realize, like, I was
really growing as an entrepreneur.
Thank you. Yeah, I was really getting like emotional, like, because the first person that I reached out to, we just weren't on the same page with things, and it was frustrating me. Because I was like, did you look at the website? Like, did you even look at it? He's asking me questions that could easily be answered by a skim, and I'm like, we are clearly not on the same page. Like, I was so upset. But I took that and flipped it to benefit me in another way. And then I was like, okay, this is not, what I was looking for is not in this person. So I'm just going to have to reroute somewhere else. But yeah, it did help me with that realization. I'm like, all right, We could take it down a few notches. Yeah.
But that was somebody who probably didn't need to be involved anyway. Because what do you mean?
Facts.
Like, you're asking me stuff. Like, it just, because you know how, like, when you're going in for an interview in general, like, they want to know that you know what the business is about. They want to know.
Right.
So if you could have went and looked at a website, went through an Instagram page real quick just to get a better vision of the business, and you couldn't even do that, it's not going to work.
Girl, I see where you coming
It's
from.
not working.
Yeah, no.
They didn't need your money.
You live and you learn, and didn't. So yeah.
I know.
But that's my day to day.
Okay.
That's what I'll be on.
And Miss Cam.
Right.
In midterm season.
Midterm season. So I'm in dental school trying to become a dentist. My day-to-day right now is pretty standard. It's get up, go to class, come home, study, repeat. But what's exciting about this year is that we're wrapping up all of like our lecture courses. For the most part, we still have some the last 2 years, but this is really like the halfway point when we start seeing patients this summer. So I started doing cleanings, and then once fall hits, I'm filling cavities and pulling teeth, and we just get right to it. So that part is very exciting. Not even like nerve wracking, because I know that there's a lot of like chaos in the clinic space. And so, you know, hearing about what everybody kind of deals with trying to reach like their competencies, which is basically what we're required to have in order to be able to graduate. How are we putting them through a lot in order to like be able to get what they need? And so I'm not excited for the running around part of it, because I know just talking to some of like my friends who are like mentors in a way, they're basically saying the fatigue that you feel now just from like constant tests and like having to study in the late hours is going to be switched, because you're going to feel fatigue from like running around chasing after instructors and going to this floor and going to that floor and all that. But I'm really excited. I wish I could talk more about what my day-to-day look like, but it's like really it don't be much going on. Y'all know 14 classes. It's
I will never. Every time you say that,
because right in the
every time, it's like I've heard it before, but every
it's not real.
You say it,
oh my God,
it can't be real.
Literally.
Like, I need to do some more for you, because that right there.
My head isn't wrapped around it.
Oh my God.
Like, it's funny because today,
but you're doing it.
I am. Or is it doing me? I don't know. Sometimes it gets a little.
You are alive. You look great.
Right, but I'm here.
Shoot.
I'm here and I haven't yet. Thank you. I had a today's test was on head and neck anatomy, and I said it had me on my head and neck. I left out of there like
please.
It had me like I was shook. I was shook. Everybody was shook, but we're just hoping for the best with that class. But to kind of talk about, like, I guess my career goals, because that's really what somebody had asked me. Was it last week or maybe the week before when I took over the Instagram? Somebody asked, like, what is like my motivation? And really, it's just envisioning the future, because here, this ain't it. I'm not a school like kind of person at all. I like learning, but I struggle with academia as a whole, like the way it's structured. I feel like I've said that before. I feel really strongly about I don't like school. At least I don't like the way that like they teach you. And so my career goal, I thought I wanted to specialize, and I don't. I want to stay in general dentistry because part of me just wants to be good at everything. Okay. I want my hands in everything. And I think also that's kind of like one of my limiting things too, is like I see so many different things for myself and I want to do everything, but I got to like reel it in. My main areas that I want to be really strong in are prosthodontics. So that's the area that deals with like crowns, veneers, dentures, basically just like enhancing the smile with like things like prosthetics, things that we can add in.
What got you into that real quick?
That one just kind of happened. I really did not like prosthodontics. We started taking that course in spring of our first year, and it was like dentures. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so boring. Like, I do not care. Like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with it. And so this year, it was actually this semester. The first because I have 2 different classes. So like you can break prosthodontics down into fixed and removable. So removable meaning like your dentures, you can take them in and out, and then fixed being like once you put it in, it's locked in until something happens and it falls out. So that would be like crowns,
like veneers,
yeah, or like even a fixed denture, a bridge. So usually if we're trying, or like an implant, if we're feeling a missing tooth space in your mouth and you don't have any plans for it to come out, it's fixed, versus a denture is like removable. So removable, we had to make a full denture last year and I couldn't stand it. And then this year we're making like a partial one. So if you have some teeth in your mouth, but you're missing like a couple of them. But we also started doing.
That's kind of tight, though.
It's pretty cool. You sit back and think about it, but it's like
that's tight.
Yeah.
And honestly, the thing with removable is that I'm not going to be doing as much as I'm doing right now when I actually am a dentist, because we send it out to labs. So this is like, shout out to all the lab techs, because if this is what y'all do, I could never. Somebody would be very upset when they got their dentures back, because they would try and bite and the front would be open. Like, I just can't. But the other class I take is fixed, and that one is where we're doing like cutting the teeth down so that way we can get crowns on and we can get veneers on. And I really like it, and I'm actually very, very good at it. In fact, my instructor, he actually asked me if I would come back to be kind of like a support to the next year's class in this section.
That's right.
You better go ahead and do your
He really
talk about add to your resume, okay?
Right?
Oh, no, literally,
for real. And
I was like, I would love that. Like, I really like this class. Like, I'm so excited. I'll start tomorrow.
I love that.
So that's really, I think, what kind of like secured pros in my future. And then the other area that I am starting to like more is periodontics. So that one deals with like your gum health and your bone health. We want to keep your teeth in your mouth, which is important, because you can't just be going out here getting crowns and veneers when your teeth is loose. Or if your gums are inflamed. Like, let's deal with that health aspect first, and then we can add in all the stuff to like beautify later. And then the last one, I'm really kind of like, it's like they say you love it or hate it, and it's endodontics, and that is basically dealing with like the health of like the pulp, the inside of the tooth. So if you've gotten a root canal before, you heard of a root canal, basically that's the field of endodontics. And when you get a root canal, that means there's no left for you, boo. Like, we just got to take the middle out so you can keep your tooth in your mouth because it's dead, but we want you to still have.
Made my teeth hurt.
Because I had 2 root canals.
Damn, that's what I'm saying.
You had 2?
Like, damn, I've had a root
canal
canal before. I've had one.
On what teeth, y'all?
All the way in the back.
Ooh.
It was
and
bad.
See, that's the thing.
It's always the bad.
And so that's the thing when they say you either love or you'll hate endo, because it is very, very hard to do a root canal back there, because there's so many roots on the teeth, and then there's so many canals within the teeth, and then the canals are tiny. And it's so tedious. Like, you don't want to go through and like go all the way through the root, or else you could like introduce infection, or you can get stuff down in there. Like, it's just like, it's so tedious. But I say that I want to be a cosmetic dentist. And actually, one of the instructors at my school, he was like, you should reframe that and not say cosmetic, but say aesthetic, because you want to think about like all the different kind of fields of dentistry and how they play into it, and not just saying like you just want to make somebody's teeth look good. So he was like, you got to learn how to do endo really well, because that's the difference between somebody needing an implant and being able to keep their tooth, or if their tooth is like gray because it was dying, you need to know how to internally bleach it. So he was just talking to me about all these different things, and I'm like, honestly, I see what he means. And so I'm starting to kind of get a bigger vision for what I see myself doing. Which is really good about this year, because I feel like at the beginning, I'm just like, I don't know, I just want to be done. Like, I just don't even care. Like, like I just want to graduate. But now I can kind of see how everything's like coming together, and it's creating like interest in me, and just like that vision. Yeah. And then,
that's exciting.
Part of the other part I want to do is like, so at UCSD, we have the pre-dental society, and I was not as active in that as I should have been. But when I was volunteering for like a solid summer, I really realized the value of what they're doing. So they have student run free clinics, and basically it's kind of like what I what we do now, like at Howard, we have a clinic where you have student doctors and then you have like the faculty who are overseeing, but there with the UCSD clinics, it was kind of like the students were assistants and then they had some doctors there. And then they did have some dental students like come in from time to time that were able to like work on the community.
Cool.
But they had a clinic based at an elementary school. So kids were like getting dismissed from class to come get cleanings and checkups.
Aww.
They had
I
a
love
couple
that.
right? I really loved that one. That one was fun. And that was a one where we got to do a lot of like ortho too, because back then I thought I wanted to be orthodontist. So we had a lot of braces and kids with braces coming in, which was good exposure. They have some other clinics that were like specializing, or not specializing, but like focused on helping the homeless community, people who are uninsured. And being in San Diego, you know, there's a lot of people who are undocumented, who need service. So there's just a lot of different communities that we were able to like really help. And so I want to be able to kind of bring that aspect, because I don't know of any other student clinics like that in just like other parts of Southern California. So my goal is to be able to at least open one where I want it to be centrally located enough where I can have like UCLA students, USC students, Western dental students, Westerns in Pomona, and then Loma Linda, which is like San Bernardino-ish area, to be able to come in and work and really let it be that student-led experience. And then also I kind of want to bring in
That's beautiful.
Just the benefit of like mentorship that I get from being at Howard. Like I don't have to think about like finding Black dentists to ask questions to, or to like, you know, just to talk to on a day where it's like I don't feel like being here. Like, you know, what do I do when I feel so unmotivated? And being back home in California, it's like, yeah, there's Black people, but it's not as Black as it is out here. And it was very hard for me to try and find Black mentors in the dental field, just like when I was in college. And so I want to be able to create some more visibility, so that way the Black students who are at these schools, who are like the 1 and 2 and 3 students in their class of like 200 students and that's it, to be able to say, okay, I know somebody who is able to like give mentorship and, you know, guidance and wisdom in this career field, help me like, you know, and understand what it's like to be Black in this profession too. So those are some of the things that I'm like thinking about and trying to figure out. But
that's amazing.
And it sounds amazing.
Yes.
Talk about impact.
Oh my God.
Wow. Right. Like I'm really here for all of that. I was literally just thinking like, oh, I can't wait till she get this cracking. I can start telling people, I know somebody, she can get you right. You need to connect with Black dentists. Boom, boom.
For
like,
real.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like,
the goal is to be like working, because I don't know if I want to own my own practice anymore, because I used to say that, but I feel like owning my own practice would take away from me starting this clinic. So I'm like, maybe, you know, I don't want to, I want to put my effort into that. Still a practice owner per se, but not in the way that everybody thinks, not like a designer, you know what I mean? But I also wouldn't mind working, like, for instance, if I had to like put myself in a location, like I would want my clinic to be like somewhere maybe like Pomona, or maybe like, you know, somewhere where it's like centrally located where people can get to it. But then I would want to work somewhere like Beverly Hills, where I know people want aesthetics and they are willing to pay. So it's like I can get that experience and grow in the areas that I want to, and then also have money that I'm looking for. And then be, you know, working in the community with people who like my heart is really, really with. So
that's beautiful. And hopefully eventually you can start making money by doing the stuff you're doing in your community. So it's going to be double.
That's really beautiful, y'all.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited for all of us to continue to grow, because like Jay said, like, what I know this person, like, and really connect people with the resources that we have. And that's why I love that we're all so diverse, because we specialize in different things and have different skills. And like I can refer people to y'all, and it's just like, I love that. I absolutely love that.
Real.
That just gave me like a light bulb over my head. Like, I always think of just like, so given that, sorry, I'm gonna close my blinds. It's dark outside. I don't need nobody looking at me. It's been freaking me out for a minute. I said, do I want to make all this noise on a podcast? Don't care, because that's so weird. But anyways, I always be thinking like, because with Black Beauty Near You, like my audience is college students, and there's so many resources out there. Like I am a resource hog, like, and not in a good way, like I'm keeping it to myself, but if you come to me, like, if I got it, I'm gonna give it. And so just thinking about all of this, like, I'm like, oh, like there can be some kind of like mentorship program going on, and just pulling in like from the people I know, like y'all are in 3 different realms. And if the people who are coming to Black Beauty near you see like, oh, you know, I'm in this field, I need a mentor, and I want a mentor who looks like me. Boom. Like, you know, we got that. And it's crazy because one of the businesses I'm going to be partner with called Black Vanity Cosmetics. Jada, you met her. You met Akia. That's my home girl. She already like speaks with, she's from New Jersey. And so she already speaks with, kids from her high school and I think like middle school, and offers mentorship opportunities. So I'm always here for, you know, using our resources and using the knowledge we have. Like for one, like we all graduated high school and we all graduated from college. We already have so much knowledge in our belts that we can share towards these young students who are, you know, looking to be in similar paths as us. So whatever opportunity we can use to share it, you know, I'm always down. So if you ever need anything, if you need somebody to talk to or just have any questions, like, you know, that's what I'm here for. I think I can speak for all of us. Like, that's what we're here for, you know, to help out.
Definitely.
So I just love seeing us, like,
100%
do such great things.
Yeah, feel free to reach out. Feel free to DM any of us if you got questions about anything that y'all hear that we got going on. Like, we definitely, that really, that's what we're here for. Like, that's what we're here for.
Right.
So.
Oh, and Jada, what's that event planning course that you're taking? What is that called? Or like, how are you doing that? Like, you know, how did you go about like, oh, I picked this one, or I want a class that does this? Like,
you know, that was hard. The picking it was very hard because it's not like there's like a specific place or a specific organization that you can get it from. And I actually got to look it up because I really couldn't tell y'all. I really couldn't tell y'all what it is, but I don't know. I kind of just like went through a couple different ones, and I just went with the one that drew me in the most. And it really wasn't about money. Like, I really wasn't thinking about that. It was more just like what I feel has more professionalism attached to it. And so, that's the one I went with. I really want to get it for y'all because I don't want to just be saying, you know, oh, it's this or it's that. But I'm gonna have to really look it up later and put it in.
No, it's fine. I'll just drop a comment on our Instagram to cause engagement, and then boom, definitely. Everybody can see it.
And kind of speaking on what you were talking about, like being a resource hub. Akia and I, we were actually talking about something coming in the making. She literally had the same idea that I had. Like, we actually just met maybe like last week or this weekend, and we were talking about a whole lot of stuff. And when I was looking at the Rock Nation brunch, it really gave me a bright idea to just like host my own like Black excellence or Black business, whatever, brunch or dinner, or, you know, something where everybody can get together and really like network and just have fun and just really meet other people who are doing other inspiring things. So I know she knows a lot of people. I know you all know a lot of people. And so I really wanted it to be a huge thing. So like, I'm not trying to play small when I do this. Like, I really want to play big. And so I'm not even trying to put it in 2023. I'm trying to put that in like 2024 for real, because I really want to make sure that I'm giving value. And I would want y'all to like fly out from like California and Texas,
I'm on my way,
you know, in different places. No, like seriously, you know, kids in Jersey, I have people in New York. Like, I know a lot of people in North Carolina. So even just being out here on the East Coast, I feel like I have a lot of connections in California, but I'm also gaining a lot more new connections out here. And I kind of just want to like blend them together and like bring everyone in one central location. have speakers and stuff. Like, this is the type of stuff that I really love. And especially with events, I want to do purposeful events. And before I was saying like, oh, brand launch parties and stuff like that. And I'm still, toying around with ideas, but like for me starting off, I would want to do anything that has like a tape that like, I now know I like tabletop settings. So any like tabletop gatherings, whether it's a brunch or a dinner party or a sip and paint, stuff like that. I love bringing people together to a table. I don't know. It's just something about a table being impactful, and like breaking bread together and that whole idea of community. So that's really where I can see myself going with the event space, is like something really just community. But as I start off, definitely like tabletop gatherings. Yeah. So I'm really excited to get into that. But this is such a new thing that I'm going after, but it's definitely an old passion, if that makes sense. It's something new that I'm actually starting to dig into. But I mean, I absolutely am adoring the classes. And it's really not even classes, y'all. It's really just a textbook. Like, I'm really just reading a textbook, maybe like 50 to 70 pages a week. And so I can blow through this very, very fast. But this move has slowed me down just a little bit, and that's fine, because I mean, I have time. I have time. I'm not trying to rush anything, and I really want to make sure that the knowledge is soaking in, and I'm not just trying to like, I can read 50 pages and take a quiz. But I will say one accomplishment was when I did complete the first week. I did get 100% on my quiz, so I'm really excited about that.
Yes.
It was, I forgot how many questions it was, but I took the test in like 2 minutes and a couple seconds. Like, it was very, very, very easy. So I'm excited to continue to learn more. Like I said, right now I'm learning about venues and kind of just like vetting the venues and how to talk to the people who are running the venues. And it's actually cool because my job right now, I'm on that side of it. So I am working for a specific venue for people to come and host their events at. So I'm able to see how I am talking to the event planners and how, like, my role in that, so that when I'm an event planner, I know what questions to ask the people that's running the venues. I know exactly what to look for in a venue and how they run, and just like the different rules and stuff like that they have. Like, you can't have confetti, you can't have balloons. Like, there's just certain things that, you can already kind of have in your head, and especially like with fire hazards or emergency, like I'm learning about like emergency things, and like having a specific book of people and contacts to call, like in case of a huge emergency that happens, the power of security and having that there. Like, I'm learning about all these different things that go on, and I'm just absolutely like adoring it, because like it can apply to exactly what I'm doing right now, and it feels good. It feels really, really good. Even with Greenline Planner, like, so as a lot of y'all know, I am a budget coach for young adults, and I love that, love it. But I do always dream about events or like speaking and, going out and actually doing something in the field, rather than just kind of like meeting one-on-one, which I do love, because y'all need that one-on-one help, like seriously, because it does make a difference. But I love the idea of, doing workshops and in-person events, because I just like to, mix events into stuff. So like all of that is just really, really great. And even just kind of getting into the backstory of how these two passions came along, because I feel like they're both stemming from my mom. Last time we talked about my dad, so this time we're gonna talk about my mom. Shout out. She's really like a Jill of all trades. Is that what they call it? Jane of all trades, whatever they call it. But I know it's Jack, but she's a girl. So she always has like so many different interests in so many different things. And she really, really is creative. Like, she's able to turn an idea into a physical something. And that's where I get that from. Like, I love taking my ideas and seeing them manifest in front of my eyes. And I feel like that's exactly what an event does. And even just starting Greenline Planner, like, it started as an idea, and then I actually seen it come to life, and like it was just the most exciting thing ever. Like, it was really, really exciting. Even down to like the physical planners that I created, you like seeing that, like, it's just, everything is just, I love it. And so, kind of going into like the whole finance side, like my mom, she I mean, she'll say it to anybody too. Like, she wasn't the best with money when she was younger. She had me not younger, but young. She was like 22. So young enough, because if I had a baby right now, I don't know what I would.
Okay.
No, for real.
But you know, I can see how it was more or less like her managing the finances and her like actually being able to make smart decisions based on planning ahead and, you know, just different aspects of money. And I seen that that was a place that she lacked in. And so I made it a point to learn as much as I could so that I could help other people. And also help myself and kind of avoid the mistakes that she was making. And that's one thing that I do. I learn a lot from other people's mistakes. And so, when I seen that, I was like, okay, well, I need to do this. I need to do this and I need to do this in order to not be in that situation. And so I went out, I learned as much as I could. And now me giving this information out, I realized exactly how powerful it was, like, you know, when I got the information. And so now I'm trying to help other people that's in my same age bracket actually have this information and they don't have to go through everything that I went through, you know, and I can help them be proactive rather than getting caught up in a cycle of financial hardship that it's really, really hard to climb out of. And so I'm trying to help them be like me and be proactive about it. It is a little hard because this is something that younger people are not used to seeing or used to investing in. You know, we just hear like, oh, invest in college and that's going to get you somewhere because, you know, you're going to be able to get a good job. But no one really talks about money first off, you know, and especially in the Black homes. And then two, you're not seeing them go to other professionals for that help because it's such a private topic. Right. And so it's really hard to kind of convince people that this is something that they need. But like I'm here doing way more than just helping you calculate some numbers and plan out your funds. It's like I'm really changing mindsets. I'm really helping you relieve a lot of stress. I'm really helping with so much more because money is so rooted in so many different problems that we have in like mental issues and like even just trauma in as a child, like, you know, like lack of money can really affect the resources that you have and everything. And just like it, in the mental state that you have about the money, like it can really like pour over into other areas of your life. And so once you get confidence in your money, a lot of people get confidence within themselves. They get a lot more confidence in just like taking more risks and even with investing in themselves. So it's just, it's a beautiful thing. Love meeting with my clients. And I have a discovery call tomorrow. So pray for that, y'all, because I really want to help this girl.
You will.
Well, thank you. And, you know, I'm really trying not to worry about my 9 to 5. Again, you know, that thing is just a little at the moment, but, I'm really trying to see like, okay, what would my 9 to 5 actually be if not this? So like, what would I be applying to next and stuff like that? And I really think that with this event specialist thing, I'm looking into some jobs like that. They don't really pay that well. Like all the jobs that I was looking at, they really are less than what I'm making now. And I'm like, I cannot take, I can't take an income cut. I really can't.
Yeah.
Especially with me moving into this place, I definitely can't. So I'm just like, okay, well, how should I go about it? Like, you know, I'm really trying not to figure it out. Like, I'm really trying not to take my mind and apply it to it. I'm really just trying to give it to God because, you know, like my 1 + 1 will equal 2, you know. But his 1 + 1 will equal like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm like, okay. Let me not even like really stress about it and more or less just give it to him. And cause he's the one that's led me to this certification course. He's the one that's led me to, you know, having an easier time at my 9 to 5 and more brainless work so that I could apply myself to other areas. So I'm really just trying to put it all together and see like, okay, you know, like where is this going? So I'm really just enjoying the surprise of it all and really just enjoying like, you know, like me learning and pivoting into this new space that I'm in. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like I was really debating, like, should I stop Greenline Planner? Should I not? But the impact that I have is amazing. And I do see that people are loving it. It's just, I'm not really making money like that out of it. So it's like taking a lot of my time and I'm not really making money. And that's one thing that a lot of entrepreneurs don't talk about. And I wanted to get on here and be vulnerable and, and expose that just because like, I don't want to sit here and make it seem like, Green Line Planner, like it's successful in the way that like it needs to be. Like the impact is there and the influence is there and people are opening their eyes more. But like the actual investing in the services and the products isn't there. So it's that gap between that. So it's like, it's like, what do you do when it's that, cause like now it just kind of makes you feel like, okay, like it's a business, but businesses make money. Right. And it's just like, it's just really hard to continue to, show up and call myself a business owner when it's not really an inflow of money. Yeah. So it's just like, I feel more like an influencer than an entrepreneur, but I have to continue to not, let that get me down because it's really just about the way that I show up. I don't think that it's anything wrong with my pricing. I just really think that it is all to do with like the marketing and like showing, why I do what I do and the background story. Like even with that, like that moving thing that I had, like the Google Sheets to see how much you can afford for rent. I literally like all I really have to tell my people is just like, yo, I use this because the market is trash. I didn't even know if I could move out on my own, if that was a possibility with my current income. This is why this, that, and the other. And they're going to be able to connect with that because they're like, damn, like I feel the exact same way. Like everything that I'm doing is because I felt exactly what you feel. And so I'm trying to just help myself. And then, I'm here trying to help you too. But I get it. Like people feel like they're in a cycle that they really can't get out of. And like, who's going to want to, and this is my head, I'm like, who's going to want to invest this much money in something when they're already feeling bad financially? So it's like, it's a tug of war in my mind about that. So it's interesting.
I think just from somebody looking on the outside in, like you and girl, when you said talking about being a business owner and, any business is supposed to make money, ciao. Like we could get into that because I could talk about that forever. But I think what's really important or what has helped me is definitely focusing on your passion. Like, business make money, but take a step back. For one, as far as making money goes, you got that in the bag. You have a job, and businesses also take a while to grow and develop. Like, it's been a few years, but the big companies that are cracking now, like it took them years to get on their feet. And so
they've been up since the 1900s.
Okay.
Literally. 1990, 1986.
Yeah. And so you're on the right track and you have to stick into that passion, and money is important, but money is not going to be what's going to keep you going. If you're just focused on money, that's it's not going to get you nowhere. Like, especially if you're going to be an entrepreneur in that field, like you have to stay focused in your passion. And like you were saying, share your story, create like that authentic audience. That's how you're going to get people to trust you and follow you. And it's not easy, but you just have to change your mindset on how you see things. And I think that we are blessed enough to say I have a 9-to-5 that does pay my bills, that helps me get by, that does kind of help for things for my business, and eventually and like you said, even with you two, you have downtime. Like you're in the right position where it's not taking as much brain power, so you're still able to give a lot into Green Line Planner or like the event planner, all that stuff. So take advantage of that downtime, because once stuff really does get cracking, it's up. You're not going to have no downtime like that. It's going to be moving. But if you start preparing for that now, while you can, it won't be too hectic when you reach that goal. So I'm just trying to help you get a perspective from the outside looking in, because I know a lot of times it is easy to get inside of our heads, because I do that a lot too. And so, it's definitely easier said than done, because at the same time, I'm not in your shoes. I'm not in your day to day, but, sometimes it's just like, you just gotta grow with it. And remember, like you said, remember who you're impacting. Remember how much your services are of value. Like, you're not just like some regular budget coach, you know, there's more to it. So yeah.
No,
It is hard out
I
here.
definitely,
I feel that.
and that's crazy, like measuring success, like defining that for you. And that's, you know, that's really what's in my head, because if you was just measuring my success based on how much I'm making, then hey, I'm not successful. But if you're measuring how much I'm impacting people and like really making them just inspired, like I get so many people DMing me updates about their finances and, you know, DMing me like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, I watch all your content. I just love it. And that's why I'm kind of like, okay, like when I first moved out here to Virginia, I took a standstill because it was very hard and the move hit me more than I thought it was going to. And then I just kind of switched into influencer mode. I was like, okay, I don't even want to worry about trying to promote nothing. I just want to put, you know, stuff out there, and I want to kind of gain my why back. And that's why I just dropped focusing on money and I started just focusing on the impact that I was putting out. And it really, really, really helped. And so, I mean, I've been able to grow my audience, and I've been able to grow the people that are really sticking with me. Cause, you know, people could just come and go, but like I'm gaining like people who's really in here for the long haul. And I love that growth. And so I am focusing more on that. But you know, a business is a business. And so I am trying to see in which ways I can actually get people to invest in the services. I'm trying to see how can I, you know, meet them where they are. But I'm all for, you know, putting out the content. I love being able to inspire people. Like, that's really all that matters to me, honestly. So yeah. It's still a big question, but I know like God brought me here for a reason, and there's way too many things that has been happening and been going on with Green Line Planner for it to stop. And that's why I'm just like, okay, I just got to see how I'm going to be able to juggle or manage, you know, the event space and Green Line Planner, and kind of see like what those two do. And so when I say stop Green Line Planner, I don't necessarily mean like get rid of the page, get like delete the IG, throw it all out. Like, no, it's more or less just like, should I switch more into the influencer space rather than the business space? And so that's kind of what I mean by it. So I'm looking, I'm seeing, I'm debating. And you know, I'm trying to really see like which one would be better for me, because I feel like it would take off a lot of stress if I did switch more into the influencer, because then it's just focusing on impact rather than trying to focus on impact and numbers. So,
okay,
you know,
okay,
I'm debating now.
Even that one, like, you know how you have the spreadsheet that you're like, oh, you can download this and you could just plug numbers in and get your, you know, you could figure out what you need for your move. Girl, you could charge people on that. I'm like, for free. If you even just would have did like, oh, this is $5. So many people, just think about the amount of people that DM'd you or the amount of people that commented like, oh, I needed this, you know, it'll rack it up. But because then, you know, you'd have stuff that caters towards, you know, more of the audience that wants to buy like things that don't cost that much. But you do still have stuff too for the audience that is down to drop, you know, some more money. But I think that was a good idea too, that you're even like thinking about like, maybe I can change this and to go this road with Green Line Planner. Cause like you said, it'll be easier on your brain too, but it's not like you're giving up or nothing. You're just changing the flow of things to work, you know, what works best for you. So I encourage it all, here for it all. So yeah.
I think that's
a really good idea with the resources, because I feel like it's easier, especially with people our age, it's easier to get them to buy a product than it is to get them to make a commitment. And paying for a budget coach is a much bigger commitment. I definitely feel like a lot of people feel like, okay, but I would pay like, $30 for this resource package, because you have a lot of resources. Like, oh yeah, I would definitely pay for this resource packet and then use that on my own type of thing, rather than committing to an entire coaching program. And that's another way to kind of like meet them where they're at, because people our age, commitment is a big thing. So
yeah, it's easy for people to talk themselves out of something when they're like, oh, I see the price tag on this, or I see what it's expecting of me. Oh, maybe I don't need that the way I thought I did. Like,
Yes.
No, you do.
Yeah, you do, but no,
Yeah,
I
you do.
definitely get it. No, yeah, I do.
And you could even too, because how Jay was talking about, like, you could be selling like the sheets that you make that people, all they have to do is like plug in their numbers. Notion templates could be sold. Like, there's so many different things that you could do.
Right.
And then like I was gonna say, that's the beauty about being in like the seed phase when it comes to your career, because there's so many different ways that you could go to get the growth that you want to see.
Yeah.
There's
And I
no
think
limit.
before the I think where I was kind of like failing at was the fact that, you know, there's usually two different routes. One route is like less volume, higher dollar amount. And then the other route is more higher volume, less dollar amount. And I think what I really am going to switch into is the higher volume, less dollar amount. And that fits with my people because, you know, there was either, if I went the other route, I would have to switch to like the people who understand the impact and the people who've already been through some stuff. Like the 30-year-olds, the 40-year-olds, like people who have families and stuff like that. Like that's probably more this lane.
Yeah.
If I'm going here, like my impact, I'm really focused on the younger generation. So I have to meet them, like I was saying, where they are. And so I noticed that, you know, it's also easier to market and to sell something to the younger generation that is really specific. So, like how to determine how much you can afford for rent. Like, people are loving this whole moving thing because that's where y'all are at. Like, that's where we are.
Everybody's trying to
I ate that up.
move.
I ate that up.
See, exactly. And I'm learning from this. And, you know, I'm not afraid to really make mistakes. I'm really not. And so I'm happy that I'm making some of these mistakes. I'm happy that I can see it from this perspective, because even if I am going into the influencer route, with influencers, I'm going to get more numbers. So more numbers and lower product price, that means that I'm basically going to get to the same place. But I was trying so hard to, you know, be like all the other entrepreneurs and replace my 9-to-5 income so fast. And I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to be able to do that? Well, I got to charge $500 a month and have this many clients. And then, you know, but it's like, no, like, just build your influence up, and then people are going to want to invest in whatever you got going on, especially if it's at a rate that they can afford. Like, I feel bad. Like, I really felt so bad getting on some of the discovery calls. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be $500. And like, you're a college student. I'm like, I know you can't do that. Like, cause I couldn't do that. Like, and if you're going to be doing that, you putting it on credit and you doing something, and, you know, and so I was just like feeling really bad. Like, there was a huge disconnect. And I was like, this just doesn't even make sense. So I think that, I'm going to really try out for 2023, like the whole more numbers, less price, less dollar sign price.
And especially because I know that when you do reach that success where you get that following in that platform and those people like tapping into what you're offering, it's going to go crazy. Because I see, like, there's this lady that I follow on on TikTok. She goes live and she talks about how, like, she replaced her 9-to-5 and but she sells like, just like digital content. She's just talking about how you could put digital content out there and blow it, basically. And she'd be like plugging all these people who created budget and like financial stuff. And it's like, their stuff was not even that good. Their stuff was not that good. It was like, girl, like, what is this? And I look and they got a couple thousand followers and I'm like, this is trash. Like, if y'all know what Jada like did for me personally when I signed up and did the discovery call, this is not me plugging Green Line Planner, but this is me plugging Green Line Planner.
Period.
It's like, there's nothing. They couldn't compete. They can't compare.
Facts.
I know that's
Bro,
right.
I'm telling you, I still use my monthly budgeter every month. It's sitting in my tabs right now. Like, and it's real. Like, and you know what's crazy? I love to tell people, I'll be like, I'm not just plugging my friends because they're my friends. Like, I'm grateful that I can plug my friends and really be confident. Like, yeah, they got some fire stuff going on. Like, it's not just, oh yeah, this my friend, she do this. No, this my friend and she do this. And if you don't book her, you're gonna regret it. Like, I be going in because thank y'all, my friends, for being great, because it makes it easier to plug y'all. Okay, so. You be doing your thing though, Jada. Okay.
No, yeah, thank you for that word, and because it really does come from a place of like, no, like, I needed this. Like, oh
Yeah.
And so, and I just really got to lean into that. So thanks to y'all for real, because I was feeling like, damn, like, where am I supposed to be going with this? Like, is it supposed to just stop or what? But no, you're right. And you know, I feel like I got like a little, what do they call that? Like the little preview before it happens type of thing. Cause this girl, I put out there that budget planner that y'all talking about, the digital one. I put that out there for $10, and somebody paid for it, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Oh no, that's right.
Okay,
We like
so
that.
I had an order, and I was like, "Okay." I was like, "So let me see."
That's just the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes. I'm here for that.
Yeah, I think I would love that. Like, definitely, just like little different things here and there, and then like just connecting them all together as a bundle deal. And like, there you go. Like, I think people would eat that up. You're right.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to dish the budget calls and, you know, coaching completely, because that could always be circled back when you do. Because there's always going to be people who are willing to put that money in and realize that this is an investment into myself that I'm gonna get. You know, I'm gonna get my investment back. So,
y'all are right. That's why, you know.
Yeah. Call back.
Oh my gosh! As always, this was a great episode. I hope that everyone listening, like, really is not just listening to like the details of what we do day to day, but like also seeing the big picture of how we are chasing after our dreams and how we're really ambitious and how we have this type of community, because this is what keeps us going as well. This is what keeps us motivated. Look at how we have our passions and our whys, and, you know, all the trials and tribulations that it took to find our passions and to get to where we are. It didn't just fall in our laps. It didn't just come knocking on our front door. Like, we're actually having to, you know, work for it and practice endurance and really be the ones to make sure our mental is in check. And so it's really a thing to see like my friends doing great things, because it empowers me to continue. And so getting on these calls and getting on, you know, the podcast episodes and us, you know, reading books together and stuff like that, like, it was just all very, very inspiring, and it definitely keeps me going. So I really hope that y'all are taking away the big picture ideas so that y'all can apply it to y'all's lives. Like, even if you're not trying to become a dentist or a computer scientist or a project manager or an event planner, like, just take away the big picture and apply it to your lives. Again, you know, ask us any questions. We can plug y'all with so many different resources and so many different people. Like, we all know a lot of different people and a lot of different resources in different areas that can help you. So definitely do not feel afraid to reach out, DM us, comment on our post. We'd love to hear from y'all. We'd love to start the conversation. So yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. This episode was really dropping gems.
Yeah. Y'all gave me some stuff to think about too. Also,
because advocating for yourself, real, that ate me up, girl.
I said my brain is already going. I already know what I'm about to do as soon as we hop off the pod.
Especially that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I already know what I'm finna do right after this.
Especially
like,
because there was this.
Just give me life.
There is this sermon that I was listening to, and basically the theme of it was to take up your space. And it's like, it was talking about like how when like in Genesis, when God was talking about like he made man in his likeness and his image, the first thing he said was, let's give them like dominion and allow them to like rule over whatever. And then God put them in a specific place. So it's basically saying like, it's within us to be able to step into whatever we're trying to do, wherever we're trying to go, and to just take up space. Like, you have authority in that space. So walk into your job every day where you physically step your feet. That is your domain. That's where you rule. So take up your space. Take up your space in clinic. For me, take it up my space in clinic. Take it up my space in my 9 to 5. Taking up my space in business. Taking up my space digitally on platforms. Taking up my space, period, you know?
Yeah.
Put that in my notes.
Right.
That's a word. Like, really? No, for real. For real. Especially, oh my God.
No,
even take up your space for real.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, it was.
I love see that, but I think I seen one of his reels on Instagram, and I was like,
I was going and I was taking notes. I said, oh my goodness. I literally went into school next day like, I'm on fire. Like, I had an exam. I'm taking up my space.
Taking up my space.
This A is mine.
Apologetic, babe.
Yeah, you have to.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
That reminds me of just quick, like when I was starting this new job, like I feel like, in high school and even in college, you have those years. So you build, your platform. Like I know that if I, go to UCSD, if I walk in the BRC, people know, oh, that's Jada. She has a good work ethic. She, blah, 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 whoop de whoop. But I'm going into this new space and I'm like, oh, these people don't really know me yet. Like they don't really know who I am, what I'm capable of. And I had to be like, okay, well, let's get that going. Because I'm like, I don't feel like y'all ain't really feeling me. Y'all ain't hearing me, but I need y'all to feel me. And so this past like month or two, I've been trying to figure out, like, remember I was saying I was trying to get more involved and finding more opportunities because I need the people who I'm working with or the people who are in my space to know what I am capable of. And how are they going to know if I don't show them? And so I'm like, all right, bet, like, let's get this show on the road. So you have to, especially in new spaces. Like I know y'all, but like, if like you go into a new industry, those people do not know you. Or if you start a new class or go to a new job, those people don't know you like I do. So how I know how hard you be going, you have to realize you're in this new space. So you gotta let them know what you coming with, what you bringing. Okay, so heavy on the take-up space. Do not apologize for it.
Nope. That's all.
Girl, take up space with your dreams,
your
vision, your ambition. Literally and physically.
Y'all giving me some word for this. Y'all giving me some word for this new industry I'm going into. Because, baby, this is what I needed to hear. Yeah. This is what I needed to hear.
Just show up big for yourself.
Yes, exactly.
You don't even got to know where you're going or what you're doing. Just know that the next step needs to be one that's like with full intention. Like, I'm going to do it and show up.
Yeah, don't half step because half stepping, it's only doing a disservice to yourself, and it's true. Like with me doing this whole like pivot table thing for my 9 to 5, even though I don't give a damn, I'm still full stepping, and still putting in my all, even though like it is a drag to me. I'm still letting them know that I am nothing to play with. You got me in this little position, but I'm still gonna make big moves. Keep
bigger than that.
Exactly. And they gonna feel it when you gone too.
Facts. And that's the thing, y'all. That's the thing. When you're taking up space like that, when you leave, people feel that impact. 100%.
Come on, preacher. Come on.
Literally changing the culture.
Yes.
Literally changing the culture.
And that's what you want. You want people to be like, damn, like so-and-so was so good. Like, or I really wish they would come back. Like, you want those conversations to be happening because that's how you know you made an impact. That's how you know you came in, showed up, showed the hell out, and took up the space that you needed to. So like, definitely do that. Like, and that's real. Like, I've always been like that. And put that, like, it's really, like, I put that stuff on my resume too. I'm like, this is the type of worker that I am. Okay. I take pride in the work that I do, everything that I put out, whether it's just a simple email to making a damn pivot table to help change the way that you analyze your business. I'm going to put my best foot forward and you're going to see that through and through. And so it really is like, Cam, that was a word. Okay, that was right. You just lit all of us on fire, and it
really had me activated. It had me so.
I'm taking notes.
And when I leave, when I uproot myself, make space in the next place that I'm going. Y'all got to make space because I'm bigger than this, and I'm leaving a crater behind me.
That part,
a crater behind me that y'all have to figure out how to fill.
Exactly. And sure. And it sucks because this came at the end. So I hope that y'all listening to the end because
please.
Right. Like, no, because I'm podcast through and through. You don't know when a gym is gonna come. Listen to the full thing. You don't know when a gym is gonna come. And, this different parts of the podcast can be speaking to different people for their different needs. And so definitely like share this with somebody that you know needs to hear this. Like, seriously,
please,
just really motivate your people and your friends, and the things that you learn from these podcasts, share it, please, because we're not just sharing this because we think it's fun and we think it's cute and we want to be on a podcast. No, we knew that what we were talking about was so powerful in those book club meetings that we had to share it. We're not trying to gatekeep. We're not trying to hold this powerful energy in. No, we want to really touch all of y'all. So continue, like, pass the torch, like, pass it along, pass that knowledge along. Like, this is what the purpose of this podcast is. Yes, we are 4 deep for a reason, like, because we're trying to make it 4, 5, 6,000 deep. So keep going, y'all. Like, keep passing the torch, keep passing the knowledge along, share the podcast, not just because you know us and, you know, you rock with us, like share because the knowledge and the content of what's actually being said and placed in here. So
yeah.
Come on. Why you preaching like this? Yeah. Oh my God.
That'll do it.
Look, God is speaking through me. Okay. Yes. Look, it's the new apartment. Right. I don't know.
Yes. Right. Desinae dropped that head. I said, we in church.
No, for real. All I saw was demons.
I need an amen. Okay.
Yes.
Can I get a witness?
Oh, okay. I'm eating it up. Oh my God.
Preaching on a Monday, church.
Oh my God, I'm eating this shit up. I'm taking notes.
Yeah. And this is our longest pod yet, 2 hours, and that's okay.
Yeah. And that's episode 3 for you. Okay?
I needed it. This is powerful.
Mic drop.
This is powerful.
Right. Because I was going to say before we was a little too deep, but you know what? That just took it up a notch. Okay.
You never know. You never know where we're going to take it.
That part.
Exactly. What would y'all rate this episode? Just given, you know, everything we talked about.
I would probably give it.
It wasn't emotional, but it was detailed.
Yeah.
So like,
I would probably give it like a.
It was detailed.
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah, I mean
2.5. Yeah, 2.5.
Because last time was
deep into description. Yeah.
But a different type of deep.
Like
it's not like emotional deep, but it was still deep. Yeah. Because Cam got deep into the dental. Like, I didn't know none of that shit. Like, that was deep. That was deep.
And
that was deep.
And the thing is that could get so much deeper because last year we had to do a 10-year plan.
Oh, shit.
And that was for it was for a class. And I was like, oh my God, like 10 years, like, bro, like, I don't even. But when he did that, when he made us do that, it actually, like, now I'm like going back to look at it like, oh, I didn't know what I was talking about before, but now I got a better idea. So,
it
gets deep.
Shit gets deep.
It does get deep.
Yeah.
So I give it between like a 2 and a 3 D. Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna give us a 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna give us a solid 3.
I'll give it
because we went deep into our professions.
We did.
Each and every one of us went deep into description. I was
on like the journey that we're on.
It's not surface level.
Yeah. He gave. Okay. Let us know what y'all think, please.
Yes.
Let us know how deep you are.
Yes, and don't forget to rate us 5 stars because, again, we're trying to tell a friend, and the higher that we're rated on these platforms, the more it's going to show up. Okay, so if you want other people to get this message that you're getting, rate 5 stars, y'all.
Yes, and don't forget, follow us on all of our social media. We have Instagram, we have a Twitter, we have a TikTok, all at 4 Deep Pod. So please follow up, like, share, like us on YouTube too. Please press that like button. You looking at it anyway, so just press like. It's not gonna take long. Just like
subscribe.
Yes, all that good stuff. Because we don't know if y'all rocking with us if you don't show us. So we got to hear back from y'all.
Y'all gotta give us some feedback. Let us know some. Let us know a little something.
And comment if you are on YouTube, comment down below like about your journey and, you know, dig into what you are doing in the profession that you're in currently and what you're chasing after, because you never know who you can help. So you know, while we are talking, we're also trying to build community, that part. So definitely like put yourself out there, you know, put yourself out there in the comments. And again, people can find you can find other people. So definitely,
yeah. And we'll respond. We won't leave you hanging.
Never.
But all right, that was a good one.
That was.
Thanks for listening.
Love y'all. Thanks for sticking with us.
Until next time.
Yes, y'all.
Yeah.
Peace.
Next